How does Freytag's pyramid appear in classic literature and cinema? Imagine a story unfolding like a roller coaster ride, with moments of excitement, tension, and resolution all carefully planned. That's where Freytag's pyramid comes in. It's a way to map out how stories are built, from the start to the finish. Originally, it was used to analyze classical dramas, but now it helps writers understand how to craft stories that keep audiences hooked. The pyramid has 5 main parts. First is the exposition, where characters, setting, and the initial situation are introduced. Think of it as the opening scene that sets the stage. Next is the rising action, where events build up, creating tension and pushing the story toward a big moment. This part keeps viewers or readers eager to see what happens next. Then comes the climax, the story's turning point, where the main conflict reaches its highest tension. It's the most intense part of the story. After that is the falling action, where things start to settle down, and the story begins to resolve the conflict. Finally, the resolution wraps everything up, providing closure and tying up loose ends. In classic literature, many stories follow this pattern, sometimes very clearly, sometimes more loosely. Take Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. The exposition introduces the feuding families and young lovers. The rising action includes their secret romance and the increasing tensions between their families. The climax hits when Mercutio and Tybalt die, leading to Romeo's banishment. The falling action shows Juliet's plan to reunite with Romeo. The ending is tragic, with both lovers dying and their families finally making peace. In the play Oedipus Rex, the story begins with a plague in Thebes, which is the exposition. The rising action involves Oedipus trying to find the cause and covering shocking truths about his past. The climax is when Oedipus realizes he has fulfilled the prophecy. The falling action shows his reaction and punishment, leading to his exile, which is the story's resolution. In cinema, this structure is just as common. For example, in Casablanca, the setup introduces the wartime setting and characters. The rising action involves their complicated past and political tension. The climax is Rick deciding to help Ilsa and her husband escape, changing his outlook. The falling action shows their departure, and the story ends with Rick accepting his role in the resistance. Another example is Gone with the Wind. The story starts with Scarlett O'Hara's life before the Civil War. The rising action shows her struggles and romantic entanglements. The climax is Rhett Butler's departure after their daughter's death. The falling action has Scarlett determined to win him back, and the story ends with her famous line about tomorrow being another day. Even in suspense films like Psycho, the structure is clear. The exposition introduces Marion Crane and her theft. The rising action builds suspense as she checks into the Bates Motel. The climax is the shocking shower scene. The falling action uncovers Norman Bates's dark secrets, leading to the story's resolution. For writers, understanding how classic stories and movies use Freytag's pyramid can be a helpful guide. It shows where to place key moments to keep the story flowing smoothly. The climax should be the most intense part, changing the story's direction. The resolution should give a sense of closure, but it can also leave room for future stories. Remember, not every story has to follow this pattern exactly. It's a tool to help you plan and shape your story in a way that keeps audiences engaged from start to finish. By studying how stories from the past follow this structure, you can learn how to craft your own stories that have a natural rhythm and tension. Whether you're writing a novel or scripting a film, Freytag's pyramid offers a clear blueprint for making your story compelling and satisfying.